Hey folks, welcome to John Gillespie's Waters and Woods. We're getting the recon out of storage and we're heading out on Lake Michigan. These fish are all in our harbors.
Close to 14 there.
Are you having fun?
I'm having a blast.
Fleet Farm presents John Gillespie's Waters and Woods. Fleet Farm, the ultimate fishing headquarters.
Yes, folks, we're on Lake Michigan today, and we're going to concentrate on perch fishing in the middle of winter. This has been going on really the last couple of years, and it's an opportunity, folks, to get out here and get the rod bent in the middle of winter.
It gives you a break from the ice fishing.
This has been something that's been going on, and you and I kind of found it by mistake, lake trout fishing, and they'll hit all kinds of baits.
Yeah, I mean, anywhere from a spoon to a blade bait, minnows, jigging minnow, it doesn't matter.
And we got some special guests today, the perennial guest, I call him, Henry Abbott. And who is your guest today?
John Allen.
John, I've fished with John before. He's a good angler, right?
He is.
We'll catch perch in the middle of winter?
Oh, yeah.
Hey, folks, so show what we're using and how we're using it. All of that coming up right after this.
Well, AMSOIL's slogan is first in synthetics, and a lot of people don't realize that, but they invented synthetic oil, and initially it was really because of conservation or going green. They wanted to have much longer intervals in between oil changes, and because of the longer intervals between changes, there's less waste, and for a lot of people that means only one oil change a year. And another great benefit is the wear protection. An independent lab compared AMSOIL Signature Series synthetic motor oil head-to-head against the leading competitor in a 100,000-mile test. Signature Series provided far superior wear protection and kept bearings looking like new. To find out more, go to amsoil.com.
Is your trolling motor working for you, or are you working for your motor? Minn Kota Ultrex trolling motors are built to outmaneuver anything, so all you have to focus on is the bass. Steering with unrivaled precision from an ultra-responsive foot pedal, getting you to the fish day after day, and turning any spot into a stronghold season after season. Minn Kota Ultrex is built to fish.
Hey, welcome back. We're going to start for perch today, huh, Caleb?
Yeah.
That one feel pretty decent?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Show the folks at home. That's a nice fish right there. And that is interesting. But the perch all winter in these harbors, is that the deal?
John, we used to come out here 10 years ago and do this, and we never caught perch.
No.
So it's fun to see the lake change like this. The numbers of perch are growing, it seems like, and the fish are getting bigger every year.
John's got one.
Oh yeah, I got one, boys.
There we go. Let's see what John's got. Oh, that's a nice one too.
Oh.
Caleb, walk up there with John and hold those up together. That is the way to start the day. And hey, John, how you doing, buddy?
I'm doing great, John. How about you?
Oh, good. Well, this perch fishing is a blast. Those are two nice ones to start the day. Way to go, guys.
There we go, John.
Perennial guest, Henry Abbott, has the fish on now. Henry, we got you up early this morning for these big perch, buddy.
Oh, here we go.
Oh, look at that tank. Henry Abbott, look at that tank. You know, you and I do a lot of fishing together. That's pretty special fish, isn't it?
That's what we're looking for sure, John.
I mean, you can only keep 5 a day, but we're not out here for keeping fish. We're out here for the fun of catching these.
Right.
I mean, that's a giant,
That
buddy.
is a beautiful fish, John.
Now, Caleb, is that uncommon?
It really isn't, John. There's a lot of different year classes in here, and those 14, 15-inch perch are not very uncommon here.
Oh, I mean, that was a beauty.
That's a big fish.
That's a big fish.
I wouldn't be surprised if we see a few more fish around that 14-inch mark.
Henry Abbott.
John.
All right, buddy.
Let's see
You
here.
having fun there?
Oh yeah. There we go.
You know, nothing like getting a boat in the water in the middle of winter, you know?
Yeah, this is one of the few places that we can do it around. So
I was kind of mad you put your recon away for the winter.
next year will be different. We'll be keeping it out for a while for sure.
Now that's a perfect eating size perch.
Oh, absolutely.
John, he's the guy using the secret bait here that we'll talk about here in a second, folks. Another nice perch there. John, hold him high there, my friend. Hey, what are you using there?
I'm using a drop shot rig with a minnow.
That is a good idea, isn't it?
Yeah.
And the whole purpose of a drop shot is what?
It's for the sensitivity, John, you know, because you got nothing in between. You don't have a weight in between your hook and your main line, so you can really feel the little taps because your weight's holding tight to the bottom, but the hook's above it. So you can really
every time you go down, you're at the same.
Exactly. You're sitting, you know that you're sitting 6 inches to 8 inches off the bottom, right where those perch like to be.
Here we go, finally in the back of the boat there. Wow, I'll tell you what, these things battle you pretty good. Let's see what we got here. Look at the size of that. Come on back here, Caleb. Isn't that something?
That is a special fish.
Yes,
John.
that is a special fish wherever you go. And we should talk about the history of the perch fishing out here. I grew up here when I was a young kid in the 50s, and you know, I was 8 years old. We used to catch them like that, like crazy, all along the shoreline. Then they went away, you know?
Well, you could talk about the limits too, because I grew up where you could only keep 5.
Right.
And I don't think back then, was there a limit or was it 50?
You just went and caught as many as you wanted, you know? But then they went away, and then they came back in the late 80s, and you could catch them all along these walls. And you're a young man, and you're seeing the comeback of these fish.
Yep, and I caught the tail end of it. My uncle used to pick me up every day. We'd go down there and we'd catch our 5, and we had some big fish back then, and we almost took it for granted. And like you said, the last 10, 12 years, it's kind of been a desert out here.
5 fish limit, folks,
Yep.
and that is a beautiful fish, isn't it, Caleb?
It is, John.
Breaking news from Fleet Farm. Buy a 5-gallon Fleet Farm bucket and get 15% off everything that fits inside. In-store only, January 1st through the 4th.
Caleb?
Here we go.
Now you switch baits, and that's a smaller one, but show the folks the bait you're using there. And Ryan, is that called a Hyperglide? Do you know?
Sure, which one?
Yeah, that's made by Acme.
Yep.
And that is a nice heavy bait, because we're fishing in how deep a water, Caleb?
It's about 28 feet, John, and you know, there's a little bit of current through here.
Right.
So you can definitely get down and feel the bottom, and then, you know, it's kind of nice having a little softer rod. You can feel them fish come up and nip at it. And
now, you know how Caleb figured this out. We were out here fishing about 5 years ago for lake trout in the main gap off of Milwaukee, and what happened?
we ran into a school of giant perch.
Wait, what do you got there, Blake? Let's see what we got. Oh, look at the size of that perch. Holy cow. Is this unusual to see this kind of a perch on Lake Michigan?
Absolutely. It's another perch. Unbelievable.
Hey.
Oh my gosh.
And nobody was doing it at that time, you know, and now there's a lot of guys that come out on a nice winter day and enjoy this. Now let's talk a little bit, if you would, about where you can put your boat in January, February.
Yeah, you know, John, there's quite a few spots between here and Oak Creek. You got at least 4 main ramps, and you got South Shore, you got First Street. You can try to get in down at Oak Creek, you know, depending on if that's open, if you can get out through the sandbar.
Right.
And then McKinley, but usually there's more ice in McKinley.
Yeah, McKinley's usually froze. I would say the First Street and South Shore are your best bet. Boy, that minnow, John, is working good there, my friend. Let's see, nice eater size. Now, John, that is actually about how long, buddy?
I would say 9-inch fish, something like that.
And those are the ones that you like to eat?
Yep, absolutely. Let some of those bigger fish go. That's why we're right on the cusp for the depths. You get a little deeper than this, you got to worry about releasing them, but 25 feet, something like that, you can let those fish, those big ones go to grow.
There's one, John.
Henry, let's see, Hank. And, another nice keeper there, Henry. How are they hitting that thing?
They're smoking it. When they hit it, when they decide to go, I'm using a little bigger bait, a blade bait, but when they hit it, they're crushing it.
Yeah, and no, that's fun on the blade bait, and usually it's on the way down.
On the way down, always, yeah.
Now, Caleb, perch almost always relate to that bottom foot of water, right? So you want always fishing near the bottom. So how are you working that hyper thing?
So I'm sending it down to the bottom, picking it up with it 2-3 inches, John, and I'm giving it real short hops and letting that pause, because when you give it that hop, that bait's down there still swinging like a pendulum.
Right.
And as soon as it stops, within that 5 to 7 seconds, you always seem to kind of start nipping at it, but they're kind of chasing it as it's swinging down there.
And that's the bait that you used 5 years ago that we found these fish. Oh, John, you got another John with the live minnows up there, man. Look, Look at him go to town. I might switch to that live minnow. Decent size?
Yeah.
Oh, there we go, John. Hold him up by your face there, buddy. That's a nice perch right there. And John, you enjoy this Lake Michigan fishing much?
I do a lot, yes. Very
What do you
much.
like to fish for out here?
Whatever's biting, John.
Yeah.
Yep. I just love the variety.
Yeah, and that's a gorgeous perch right there. Henry on the blade
Another one,
bait.
John.
You know what's interesting, Henry? Is the blade bait's catching the bigger fish today. Let's see what this one is here.
Pretty decent
not
again.
bad. But that blade bait, you love it for all different species, don't you?
I use it for walleyes, for lake trout, for everything.
And do you bounce the bottom?
No, I keep it like a foot off and just really tiny hops. You know, you're in such, the way these fish are biting, you just need to be in the bottom foot. So just little bounces.
We were fishing Lake Michigan out of Milwaukee, a 0-hour drive from Milwaukee, 1.5 hours from Chicago, and 5 hours from Minneapolis.
Folks, you don't need to own a snowmobile to go snowmobiling in one of the most beautiful areas in the country. Experience St. Germain's world-renowned trails with a snowmobile rental from Rock's Rental. Modern, professionally maintained sleds and all the gear you need are available at Rock's Rental. Find your perfect ride and book online at rocksrental.com. That's rocksrental.com. Folks, everybody's talking about the Elliott and 2B jigging rods this year. They're the new hot item for ice fishing. And right now at Fleet Farm, they have the best price guarantee. They are perfectly balanced with ultimate sensitivity and designed to fish all your favorite ice baits under the ice. Whether you're chasing panfish, walleyes, or lake trout, 2B and Elliott ice rods come in every action and length you need for this ice fishing season. Check them out at your favorite Fleet Farm store. Folks, we didn't do a lot of muskie shows this year because I'm just too old. But my buddy Pete, you guys got your own YouTube channel and you did a lot of really cool muskie shows.
Yeah, we run around a lot. It's Pete Mann, a professional muskie angler on YouTube, and we have shows, and we have tips, tying knots, how to rig suckers, all of that kind of stuff, even some funny stuff and some John Gillespie stuff on there.
And some very big muskies. And what do you do? Just go on YouTube?
Search Pete Mann, a professional muskie angler.
Getting hot with that blade bait. Getting hot with the blade bait, Henry.
All right.
Let's
there we go.
see. Another good eater. And you know, a lot of guys think it's not worth it to come out here for just 5 fish, but it's the sport of it, isn't it?
Yeah, besides taking home fish, you're out here to have a good time and, like you said, be on open water in December.
Oh, the old minnow trick, man.
Yep.
And you know, in Wisconsin, John, there we go. In Wisconsin, you're allowed 3 lines. I don't know if you could keep up with 3, though.
I don't think so, John.
But I'm kind of thinking of putting a minnow down on an extra rod. What do you think?
I think you should.
How are they hitting that minnow?
They're hitting it pretty good. Yeah, I mean, look at that. That one's inhaled all the way in. It's gone. So they're hitting it good.
There you go, Ann. You're running 2 rods now, huh?
Yeah, we decided, what the heck, you might as well try it, John.
It is interesting, though, how it goes in intervals here. Boy, we were hot when we got out here, weren't we?
We were, and then it kind of stopped, so you got to move around a little bit, find another school of fish.
Here we go. I got,
you got one too, John?
This one, Caleb, is small. And it is interesting because I'm running 2 rods now, and I put a gold hook and a sinker down there. And we were getting the bigger fish on the artificials, no doubt, you know?
There we go.
And it's interesting. The last couple have been small, and that one is
It's not a bad
eater
fish.
size.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, you know, we should tell the folks, too, that are watching down in Illinois, you know, you and I have done this down in the Chicago Harbor a
Yes.
lot in the wintertime, haven't we?
We have. And, you know, like you said before, they get the privilege to keep 15.
Yeah, that's right.
And we got 5, which, you know, like you said before, we're not here to fill the freezer or anything. We're coming out to have a good time, catch some fish.
You know, the only problem with using 2 lines is trying to keep up. Here he comes. And that's a nice perch right there. And so, Caleb, we do have a closed season here, and that comes up in March, and then it reopens again. And that's to protect the spawn. And that has really, really helped the perch population doing that, closing it during the spawn.
Yeah, I would agree, John. Yeah, and obviously it's showing, you know, with years to come. And it's going to protect them for a long time. So it's good to see them taking care of these perch.
Now the Milwaukee Harbor, for example, is really big. I mean, it's huge. So how do you find these fish, Caleb? What do you look for out here? It's all flat.
It's all in the hummingbird. I mean,
right.
Whether it's 2D or the Mega Live, a lot of times I'll use the 2D just kind of putting real fast. And all I look for is they look like little Christmas trees down on the bottom. And as soon as I see those, we'll drop the Mega Live in and then really key in on them.
And then again, you don't stay in one spot too long?
No, like we were talking before, these fish are always moving out here. It's just a big flat.
Right.
So if you catch one, usually you're going to catch a few of them, and it all depends on how long you can keep their interest down there. If you can keep baits down there, those fish will stick around.
Yeah, we got 4 guys fishing today, so if one catches one, make sure everybody else keeps their bait down there, because that'll actually keep the fish close to the boat.
It will, yes.
I am glad you brought those minnows along, but we're running out, huh?
We're running a little low, but that's another good eater.
Yeah, right. Yeah, Caleb, that 2-rod system, man, I don't know how long I'm going to do it. Here he is, and there we go. And I'll tell you, I'm going to keep using that minnow. See, I still got my minnow left there, folks. But you know, I love these gold hooks, these Aberdeen hooks. I think a lot of times, in addition to the minnow, that'll attract the fish, that gold shank hook,
yes.
right?
Yeah, it will, John. And like you said, the long shank, it gives them quite a bit of time to suck on that and take it in, because it's damn near ice fishing them. You know, it's chilly down there. They're pretty lethargic.
And folks, the way these fish are hitting, you don't have to have a lively minnow.
No.
I'm going to just dead hook this and put it back down and catch another one.
I like it.
Who's got one now? Johnny again?
I got another one, John.
I think we're on a school of smaller fish.
Yeah, I mean, this one feels all right.
But
That's
it is
a nice fish.
Yeah, there you go. That's a nice one right there. But no, it is interesting that first school that we were on today, those were bigger fish, weren't they?
Yeah, they definitely were, John. We definitely were on some bigger fish earlier, but we'll take these guys too.
There we go, John.
This is incredibly fast, folks.
Yeah.
You know, Ryan could almost keep the camera on. And John's got one. Let's see yours, Henry. That's a nice fish there. That's 10.
Yeah, not too bad at all.
Yeah. And let's see what John has got. Hold them up together there, boys. No, Henry, growing up here in the Milwaukee area, to see these fish come back is so satisfying, isn't it?
It sure is. I mean, it's a really good population now, and you can get out here and catch a bunch of fish and have a good time.
There we go.
They just had a double in the front.
Oh, there you go, Caleb.
And we got a double going in the back. There's a nice perch right there. Mine's bigger.
They're twins.
You know what's kind of interesting though, folks? We fish perch all over, and you know, you go to Devil's Lake or even the Bay of Green Bay. It's a different build of fish, isn't it?
It really is, John. These Great Lake perch, they get a big belly, but they're a little bit slimmer in the back. Like you go to Devil's Lake or an inland lake perch, like a Mississippi River perch, they're built through and through. These fish, they'll get a little bit of belly, but they seem to be a little bit skinnier up top. Like these size right here would be a perfect, perch to fillet. You'd get a lot of meat off these fish.
Yeah, that was those ones with the big bellies are all belly. I mean, you still get the same amount off of a thin fish like that.
Correct.
Right?
Yep.
Yeah. And they even fight pretty good, Caleb, you know? There we go. There we go. They love that blade bait. And you know, the key on that blade bait is that pause. You know, that's when they seem to be hidden. So you rip it,
pause
for even a couple seconds, right?
Yeah, I mean, that thing will sit down there for at least 5 to 7 seconds and they'll hit it.
We're going to be done sooner than later there, Caleb.
Yeah, we are.
Johnny?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, there's a good one.
There's a dandy right there. And you know, these are slow-growing fish out here in this cold water, folks. That perch might be 5-6 years old, right, Caleb?
Yeah, definitely. Like you said before, like this is Great Lakes water. These fish do not grow fast.
Right.
Fast and furious right now.
Are you sad I got you up so early this morning?
I was in the morning, but now I'm good.
Now you're happy.
Now I'm happy. We're catching fish. All is good.
Folks, the Fleet Farm John Gillespie's Waters and Woods 2026 fishing contest is underway. The answer is simple. Just snap a picture of your trophy catch and go to fleetfarm.com and search Gillespie for an entry blank. Each winner every week will receive a $25 Fleet Farm gift card.
Trusted by Midwest families since 1955. Shop your local Fleet Farm store or fleetfarm.com. This week, Head into your local Fleet Farm store and buy a 5-gallon Fleet Farm bucket for only $3.99 and get 15% off everything that fits inside. This is in-store only, January 1st through the 4th.
When you're meeting with a client, it's so important that you're present with them and you're listening. I've heard lawyers say your job as a trial lawyer is to read the law, understand the law, make the argument. You can't get emotionally connected with your client. I completely disagree with that. In order to tell your client's story, you want to learn what's important to them. Sit down and have a meal together. Learn about their family. Learn about their history. Learn about where they're from. You have to emotionally connect with them. It's their story. It's not ours. And the only way to do that in an effective way is to truly care, to truly connect, and listen.
Johnny, let's see if it's any bigger.
I think it's going to be another cookie cutter here, John.
Yep.
Yeah, nothing wrong with that.
Another 9, 10. No, that's 10.
Yeah, probably about 10-inch perch.
And when you do this on your own, you move around quite a bit, huh?
Yes, we do. Yes, we do. Oh, Henry's got one too.
That Henry is awesome. Henry Abbott, Cubs fan extraordinaire. Let's see, Henry.
There we go.
Yeah, hold them up together, guys. You didn't expect this today, did you, Henry?
I did not. This was a really pleasant surprise, John.
You and I did this last winter, too, and we did well, didn't we?
We did. It's every year. The last couple of years, it's been really good.
Caleb's hooked up.
Here we go, John.
3 at a time, you know.
This is fun.
Oh, yeah, there you go. And Caleb, how long do you think this will last? All the way through Jan, Feb?
Yeah, I would say so. It should go all the way through winter.
And remember, folks, I don't know the exact date, but the season closes in March.
Yep.
Right. Ryan, the photographer, just puffed because he puts the camera down and it's got to pick it up right away again, you know?
It's pretty unbelievable. I'm watching them on Mega Live too right now, John. There's 4 or 5 right below this one.
But you know, folks, Mega Live 2 is a wonderful, wonderful tool. But you really don't, if you don't have one, just use the Humminbird 2D, the regular locator, and you can still find them, right?
Absolutely.
Is that a dead minnow or a live minnow?
That's a dead minnow, John. We're running low, so.
Yeah, all you got to do is put it on a jig head and twitch it a little bit.
Guys.
Yeah, there you go. That's a nice one. And I'll tell you what, I am going to, since I am reeling one in too, I'm going to hold it up right next to yours there if I can get them in here.
Oh, there's a nice one too.
There we go. Hold those up together. Isn't that something, guys? Hey, Henry, give us a smile, please.
I'm smiling. I'm having a good time, John.
You got your big mittens on, and it's 38 degrees out. And Caleb's got one.
There we go.
There you go there, Caleb. Really. And I'm going to forget you trying to use 2 rods. All I do is get tangled because the bite is every second, you know. Let's hold these 3 up together. I mean, those are nice fish, guys, really.
Yeah. No, they really are, John. These are great table fare, great eaters, so.
Oh, yeah. I mean, seriously. In the old days, in the 60s, when I was in high school, all you can eat perch for $1.99. You know, that's how many we had back in the old days. But they're coming back, and it's great to see.
Yep.
John, you got a smile on your face there? Good job. I'll tell you what, folks, in the wintertime, whether you're on the ice or open water, there is nothing like a hot Johnsonville. Right, John?
I agree.
Okay, buddy. Today what I've got for you is Better with Cheddars. Now, these are 100% cuts of premium pork. They smoke the sausage, and then they inject them with a bunch of Wisconsin cheddar cheese. They're pre-cooked. All you got to do is throw them on the grill and brown them. All right, take your test there. Johnsonville Better with Cheddars, well,
boy, that is a good brat.
Isn't that wonderful? Hey, folks, look for Johnsonville Better with Cheddars at your favorite retailer today. How long has this taken us? Hour?
This has been one right after another.
It has been, what, about an hour, hour and a half?
Hour and a half, maybe, yeah.
I mean, that's incredible, you know. And folks, I'll tell you what, when you get a day like this in the wintertime, and you'll get days in the high 30s,
yeah.
But Caleb, the one thing you got to worry about is the wind out here, and west is best.
West is best. You know, you can get away with a little bit of south here, but, you know, you're definitely going to want west, and make sure the motor's up good and par.
Yeah, right.
Because a west wind, you go out, but you don't have to deal. You can get out here on a 20-mile-an-hour west wind and not have to battle.
Absolutely, and this is a great opportunity for folks with a small boat too.
It is, yeah. We're all in here protected right now. Here we go, John.
I'm trying for a double. I'm concentrating for double. I don't know if I can pull it off. Let's see yours. There we go. You left me in the back here.
Oh, that's a nice fish.
Oh, those are two nice percheroos there. Oh, Caleb, yours is pushing 12.
Yeah, no, that's a great fish. It didn't fight that way, but all of a sudden he showed up and...
I was saying to Henry before how fast this has been. I think right now it's about 10:30. We got out here and started fishing, what, at 9?
Yeah. Yep.
And it's not like this every day.
No, it really isn't. But like, I guess we've just kind of rolled the dice right and landed on the better schools.
There we go, Caleb.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, look at that percheroo. And again, I can't emphasize this enough, folks. The pause is where they hit, you know?
Yes.
And, you know, rip it a couple times, a blade bait, rip it a couple times, and then just let it sit there.
Right.
And that's where I'm getting the bites. I'll tell you what, the one thing nice about not using minnows is that I don't have to put my hands in the minnow bucket. At artificials, man, you just go right back down, and that's kind of a nice deal this time of year. I can't get you out of here, Henry.
I think it's about time to go, John.
Well, hey, I'll tell you what, not too many places in the world that you can go out and catch your limit of perch in an hour and a half.
Hour and a half with a couple guys, this is great.
John, I want to get you out of here. Let's go home. Let's go clean perch.
Well,
Did you have fun?
Clean, John.
Did you have fun this morning, buddy?
I did, man.
Not too many places in the world, though, that you can, in the middle of winter, come out in a boat, you know?
Nope, not at all.
Caleb Zorn guides the Wisconsin waters of Lake Michigan. For more information, give Caleb a call. That phone number is 262-515-7944.
They say things aren't built like they used to be. Tell that to John Johnson, the craftsman behind Recon Boats. He and his small team make each boat by hand, maintaining the highest standards. Every shred of fiberglass, every stitch of upholstery, every latch, hinge, and switch. It's all in the details, which is why the angler is at the forefront of the design philosophy for every Recon boat. Recon Boats, made by craftsmen, built for fishermen.
Pete, I'm getting too old for this. So, John, you haven't heard of Brian's Custom Steps?
Oh, Pete, those are awesome. How can I get a set?
Yeah, I love these big no-slip platforms, and they're made right here in Wisconsin.
For more information on Brian's Custom Steps, call 920-315-0333. That was a lot of fun today, and folks, that is our show for today. Please join us next week. I don't know where we're going to fish at. We'll find a place somewhere. Until then, I'm John Gillespie, hoping to see you enjoying John Gillespie's Waters and Woods. Oh my!
Rolling.
Oh, never mind. She gone.
Not rolling.
That fish had a lot more heart than he did size, you know, the way he fought.